Bloomberg Audio Studios. Podcasts, radio, news.
The Stock Movers Podcast, your roundup of companies making moves in the stock market, harnessing the power of Bloomberg data.
Let's take a look at some stocks on the move today. I'm Nathan Hager, joined by Bloomberg's Valerie Teitel. Starting off with the biggest decliner in the pre-market this morning, Valerie, Intel continues to sink in early trading after disappointing earnings. Good morning.
Good morning, Nathan. Yes, let's start with Intel. Those shares are down over 8%, continuing to drop as the pre-market trade continues on. They had a bruising investor reaction to what was a struggle for the CEO to show that its turnaround plan is on track. The CEO actually sparked concerns that he was more focused on cost cutting than restoring the chip maker's technological edge. He said that the company will cancel some factory projects and take a more conservative approach to future spending, which is really quite the opposite to some other big tech names you've heard from this week, especially Alphabet, who increased their CapEx spending on the year. The CEO said that he does not subscribe to the belief that if you build it, they will come, which is given a knock to the previous CEO's investments, calling them excessive and unwise, criticizing his previous ambition of a plan to turn Intel into a chip foundry. Now, Intel has struggled to convince the market of its turnaround. There was talk of significant job cuts and pressure on second half margins, and Intel did guide for a break-even quarter. Analysts had projected a 4% gain on that basis. So Intel in the red, down nearly 8.5%.
The big other side of the coin here for Deckers after their earnings. I guess a lot of people are buying Ugg boots right now.
Yeah, positive story for Deckers. A big sales jump. Sales jumped double digits for their Ugg brands and around 20% for their Hoka running sneakers. The CEO has been steering Deckers through tariff pressures, all while trying to capitalize on the rising popularity of those Hoka running sneakers in the shoe category. Management is finding success with Ugg brand items that can be sold year-round, such as sandals and sneakers. I'm not sure how you feel about Ugg flip-flops, Nathan, but it could suit someone's summer holiday plans out there. So Deckers shares are taking a big jump as well as their sales. Shares are up over 12% in pre-market.
Yeah, now I'm feeling bad that I wore regular shoes into work today. It's another hot one. We got earnings as well from health insurer Centene. This was a disappointment.
A disappointment for the health insurer Centene, down around 11%. They are a significant player in the health insurance industry, the largest Medicaid insurer in the U.S. They reported a surprise quarterly loss, citing a miscalculation in its Affordable Care Act business. Centene said it would provide an updated guidance in a conference call with analysts, which starts at 8 a.m. But the insurer chalked up the second quarter loss to a miscalculation in its Affordable Care Act business, which is the same reason it pulled guidance earlier this year. So bad news again for Centene and whoever's calculating their figures. Those shares are down 11%.
And we got to keep an eye on shares of companies overseas that are talking about how they're navigating tariffs as they report earnings. Let's talk about Volkswagen.
Yeah, Volkswagen, the earnings actually did not come out decent. It cut its margin guidance and it lowered its outlook for the years. But what the market focused on and why the shares are up 2.8% over in Germany is their CEO said that they expect a tariff of around 15% from these EU-U.S. trade talks, which is a big reduction from the 25% tariff level that we know is in on the auto industry at the moment. So market is taking that pretty positively. So are other German automakers and even U.S. automakers so far in pre-market. Over to Puma, though, where the story is slightly different. Those shares are down nearly 19%, with the company saying it will lose nearly half its profits at risk to tariffs. Nathan.
The Stock Movers Podcast from Bloomberg Radio. Check back with us throughout the day for the latest roundup of companies making news on Wall Street. And for the latest market-moving headlines, listen to Bloomberg Radio live. Catch us on YouTube, Bloomberg.com, and on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto with the Bloomberg Business app.